Flyweight bout here. CJ Vergara coming in at -170 against Vinicius Salvador, sitting at +140. Over under 2.5 rounds, +140 for the over, -170 for the under. 4-1 in his last 5 for Vinicius Salvador. This will be his sophomore outing. 26 years of age for him, though. So 6 years younger than CJ Vergara, sitting at 32 years of age, 3-2 in his last 5. Last time out, nearly gets finished in the first round against Daniel Lacerda. And went on a run for a while and then came back in round 2 and got her done after Daniel Lacerda gasses out like he always does. Just had to withstand it, and he did. But either way, coming in here as the favorite against Vinicius Salvador. Who do you like him?
I think it's all CJ Vergara, and for one big reason is that Vinicius Salvador let Shannon Ross hit him 67 times on the Contender Series, and Shannon Ross after that hasn't lasted more than, what, a minute?
Yeah.
In his last couple of fights?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I know Salvador looked good in that fight at times. He is a good striker. He is kind of a dog. Like we saw it against Victor Altamirano. He, regardless of being taken down 3 times and outstruck and stuff, he never quits fighting. He'll fight you to the very end. But obviously, CJ Vergara is that same exact way. I think the last fight for CJ, where he was, kicked in the head in the first round and basically ran laps like he was running the 800-meter around the octagon. Regardless of all that, he hung in there, he survived, and he came out super strong in the second and kind of, flipped the script on him and got the KO or TKO finish. And CJ's also been fighting guys, Tatsuro Taira, Clayton Rodriguez, Ode Osborne. I mean, he's fought some good fighters. And whereas Vinicius Salvador is coming off of a loss to Victor Altamirano, who just got dominated by Tim Elliott. So, yeah, I see CJ Vergara walking away with this fight. I think he's tough enough. I don't think Salvador's striking's all that it's cracked up to be. He's smooth and he's pretty slick, but I think people expected him to just have this flatlining power after he knocked out Shannon Ross. But I think it was just Shannon Ross just can't eat punches. So I'm gonna stick with CJ.
Yeah, this one's weird because it's it's flyweights for one, so a lot of weird stuff can happen. I look at CJ Vergara he doesn't have the best striking. If you look at the fight against Lacerda, he got pieced up. Against Ode Osborne, he looked okay. It's just on the feet. I think he can get exposed, and a guy like Vinicius Salvador could expose it. Didn't look great in his first fight at the UFC against Altamirano. He looked loopy. Didn't look like he had too much snap. But you look at how many KOs he's got on his record. He's got 13 KOs. That's 13 of his 14 wins. All wins by finish, by the way. So if he's going to win, it's probably going to do it inside the distance against CJ Vergara. But Vergara's tough. Vergara's very tough. And I also question the type of run for Vinicius Salvador. On the regionals, there was a point he was 1-3 in his last 4. Lost to Luis Filho, Rafael Costa, win over Andrei Teixeira, and then a loss to Jafel Filho, who we just saw last week. And then goes out a 3-fight win streak, gets the Contender Series fight, goes into that fight against Shannon Ross as a +200 underdog. Not respected by the books at all. And then goes in against Altamirano. It's a pick 'em against Altamirano. That was a close fight. But either way, it just neither guy did that much to really cement themselves to be yeah, that guy clearly won. But Vergara, I think he's probably going to be tough enough to not get finished. And like you said, the level of competition just seems like a little bit better. So I would go with Vergara. I just don't like betting a favorite like this in a spot.
Not at that price.
Yeah, in a spot like this, it's I just don't really like it because Salvador is dangerous and Vergara nearly got finished if Daniel Lacerda had any type of cardio. So yeah, for the sake of the pick, I'm going to go with CJ Vergara. But Salvador, I think he's live. So got to keep an eye on it.